Hello and welcome to the Hospital Rooms Digital Art School. You are about to watch a cartoon creatures workshop with illustrator Ruby Elliot. You can find the materials that you'll need for the workshop listed below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel as well. Enjoy the workshop.
Hi, my name's Ruby. I'm an artist, illustrator and cartoonist based in London. I draw many different things and make a lot of work about my mental health. A lot of my practice also focuses on drawing intuitively and using art for emotional expression, focusing less on what the end product looks like and more on enjoying the process and using a bit of humour as well. Today I'm going to show you how to create some cartoon creatures of your own. Hopefully this will be lots of fun and just give you a chance to experiment with different sorts of line work, keeping things very loose and spontaneous, so there's no right or wrong way to follow this, and you don't need to copy exactly what I do. Just have a bit of fun with it really and see where the lines take you. So looking at what materials we're going to need today, I've just got a couple of fine liners. So these are 0.38 thickness and they're from Muji, but you can get these in most places. They don't need to be anything fancy. I've got some Tombow markers. They've got kind of different two different nibs on, so it's different thicknesses, and a couple of Copic markers as well, but any felt tip will do. And I've also got some coloured pencils. These were inherited. I'm not sure what the brand is, but again, any coloured pencil will do, and any mixture of these materials that you want to use will be fine. So the first part is about getting some shapes going that we might want to turn into a creature. So you just need to take your pen, and without thinking too much, you want to get some really loose shapes and lines. These might be kind of spiky or smooth. Just see what kind of shapes come up. Try not to take your pen off the page. And then within those shapes, we're going to start kind of picking out features. So here, for example, I can see that could be a little beak. So I like to draw sort of big, expressive eyes. Got that going on. Give them some little legs, and it's good to give them shoes. So I quite like to do quite often. This one's quite blobby, so it really could be anything. So with this, I just sort of take it. Might be a little bit nervous. You can give them different kinds of expressions. I might give this one a little pair of wings. And yeah, you can really experiment and do any sort of features that you might like to have. We can give this one a little tail. So you just want to do that on the rest of your page really. And a little tip I like to use, if you really can't think of what creature to do, then as I've done here, most things can be turned into a cat by adding eyes. I'm going to make that one a bit grumpy. Nose and the mouth, whiskers, and then obviously you've got the little ears in there. So yeah, if you just take a bit of time, maybe you want to do sort of 3 to 5 until you are kind of happy that you've got, you know, a creature that you want to sort of pursue and continue with. So that might take 5 minutes, might take 10 minutes, but however long you want to spend on that, that is fine. So I'm going to put that to one side. I think I'm going to go with a kind of mischievous looking cat today. So I'll just have another little practice. Again, the shape might like continue changing every time you draw it, which is something I find quite nice. It's good to not stick too much to just doing one thing and be kind of flexible. Got little grumpy eyes this time. And yeah, I often say the closer you move features together, the funnier they'll be. So think about playing with like distance and yeah, just where you're sort of placing those lines, and don't be afraid to use a lot of space and use a lot of the page. So this is sort of, I think, what I'm going to go for as my creature, kind of cat type thing. And I might add a bit more detail later. But the next thing we're going to do is just, if I put that to one side over there, we're going to get another sheet and create a little frame for our creatures, which will look something like this. So I'll just put that aside. So the best way to start this off is to pick a kind of light colour. So I like to do yellow, and get a little frame going. So again, I wouldn't use a ruler or anything for this. It's very much just kind of eyeballing it on the page. Getting another line in. And then I'm kind of going to use a mixture of the pens and the pencils, but bearing in mind that if you start off with lighter colours, it's going to be easier to add the darker colours on top. And I like to approach this just really going in any place that I fancy. So you might move around on the frame a lot, take lots of different colours, and just get these kind of nice, loose, scribbly patches in. So as you're starting to fill up your frame with lots of nice colour, I like to go back to my fine liner and add these little bits of detail. It's usually easier to add these on areas with pen, but obviously you can usually use felt tip over anything. So I might just add a few little circles and patterns just to fill in any tiny little gaps and break everything up a little bit. Okay, so now you've got your lovely colourful frame and little bits of details. We want to think about adding our creature into the middle there. Usually I do just work straight with pen. Obviously you can use pencil if you want, but try and go with what the lines are doing, even if you feel as if you've made a bit of a mistake. Just see if you can absorb it into part of the drawing, because, you know, artistic license, you really do have the freedom to make things look like anything. No one can tell you you're wrong if you do it with conviction. That's the rule I like to follow. So I've just got little curly lines here. Get my little eyes in. And sort of happy with how that's looking overall, and then I might want to think about adding a bit more detail, totally up to you, whether that's a bit more patterning or whether you want to carry on adding colours into the character themselves. I kind of like to leave it black and white for contrast, but it's really up to you. So I'll just add these little bits of detail. Don't be afraid to be quite scribbly and quick with it. And once you're happy with how your creature is looking, I like to add some text, although obviously this is optional, usually something related to my mood on any particular day. So I might just add that text in quickly. This is my finished cartoon creature. I hope you've all had fun creating yours and are inspired to carry on drawing in the future.